All aboard and welcome to our podcast, GoddeSShips. For those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support and welcome back. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome and we hope to get you as a subscriber. I am Keely, the Soul Snatching Goddess. Um, Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and bang the notification bell so that you are notified when we have new episodes. I am possibly solo dolo again tonight. The FACK-Goddess is dealing with some family issues that are going on. So you guys keep her in your prayers. And FloydGod, not sure if he's going to jump in. He had a previous engagement that May was going to run over. So if he does jump on, of course, we'll bring him on. But you guys got me tonight. Lucky you. All right, so tonight's episode is open marriage versus traditional marriage. And we wanted to talk about this topic because I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've seen where people, or a lot of people are now into not, I guess you could call it open marriage or polyamorous type deals in their relationships. So we wanted to kind of talk about that and explore it. So me personally, I enjoyed researching this because there were some things that I didn't really know about. Because for me, I'm traditional all the way. If you all know, when I do my introduction, I am a widow. So I have previously been married and I was in a very traditional marriage because I don't like to share. Period, point blank at all. That's just me. But in doing this research, it was quite interesting when the open marriage and when I got into it. So we'll get into it. So marriage is defined as legally or formally recognizing a union of two people as partners in a personal relationship. And it's usually of a man and a woman, but of course, now we know that it could be defined in other terms. No, okay. Um, so the operation of traditional marriage has been the same, but it has also changed over the years. And the definition for a traditional marriage, locking spouses into their predefined roles without the opportunity of individual choice. So like back in the day where the woman was a stay-at-home person, she did not work outside of the home, she took care of the kids, maintained the home, the husband was the breadwinner. Now in modern marriage, it allows for individual preference. The spouses are considered equal partners, and the women they share the power within the relationship and the control and the decision making in the family. So I like modern marriage opposed to traditional because I'm domesticated, but not that domesticated. So according to studies, and of course, this always can be debated, the advantages to marriage is that married adults enjoy better financial stability and are significantly more well off financially in comparison to the single, divorced, or cohabitating adults. Married couples earn and save more money and are regarded as more reliable employees, which that part I did not know. But possibly, I guess because maybe they will show up because they got more to lose. But me being single, I got to show up every day because if I don't go to work, everything go down. Ain't nobody there to help me pay these bills. It's just me. Pause, rewind. I forgot to do my own shirt cam because I'm by myself. But anyway, I'm going to big myself up. It says one night stand. And if you can see, there's just the nightstand. But it's for tonight because you could possibly be in a one night stand if you're in an open marriage. Anyway, so the disadvantages are restricted personal freedom due to constantly compromising with your partner, getting bored of each other over time, having to deal with in-laws, the stress and the expense of the wedding ceremony, and the huge cost of divorce. So, and it says if you make a mistake, I don't know, other than cheating, what mistake can be big, but who knows? We'll leave that up to your interpretation. So, like I said, I was in a traditional marriage, so I enjoyed that because, again, I don't like sharing. I'm a one woman person, other than back in the day when I used to be the for real soul snatching goddess. But the open marriage and the part that I like researching about this is because they had some rules that I did not realize were possibilities that could make an open marriage possibly sound okay. Even though, again, I'm still not going to share. So I don't know why I'm lying to myself or lying to y'all, because I ain't going to do it. But anyway, so in an open marriage, it's in which both partners agree that they may have sexual relations with others. And an open marriage is a form of non-monogamy in which they engage in extramarital sexual relations without being regarding them as infidelities or considered or establishing a new relationship outside of the relationship that they're currently in, which is their open marriage. So here are some of the rules that I found, and it was 11, and I was quite surprised. So the first is set sexual boundaries. So you and your partner will decide the rules for sex, such as what type of like situations that you all are okay with being in and being on the same page. So they want you to be as specific as possible. I don't know how deep I would want to get into what my partner can and can't do with another woman, or what he doesn't okay with me doing with another man when they're not there. Like, I don't want to talk to you about that. I would feel quite uncomfortable. But in order for an open marriage to work, you got to do it, and you got to be on the same page. So I guess that's a conversation that most definitely has to be had. The second one is setting emotional boundaries. So will your open marriage be about you having different sex partners, or will there be more than one where it's like just you have a set partner that you deal with? Um, y'all might be okay with the traditional Tinder hookup. But then you got to think about, what if one of y'all wants to become social with this other person, where they may want to take you out to dinner, or you may want to take them out to dinner if you're the man. You have to set those emotional boundaries, or you're going to get hurt. You may feel betrayed. You may feel like they're starting to like them or go out with them more often than not. So that's a touchy situation, which is why I don't do open marriage. The rules about who. So you and your partner need to have rules about who it's okay to hook up with. It would help if you did not assume that the open marriage or relationship means that anyone is fair game. That type of relationship rarely works out, because it will be inevitable that someone will cause emotional pain. So you have to make the rules in advance about who is or is not on the table. I guess that's another something, but not for me. I just got a message that FloydGod will be on in a few minutes, so he'll be joining us shortly, and I'll bring him in. Then you have the rules about time. So you have to decide how much time you and your partner will spend with other people. This is important because you want to ensure that you are not ignoring each other in your committed relationship to pursue other bedroom activities. You and your spouse might make rules about how much time per week you can spend with the other person, or even specific times or a day that it's allowed. So you only got Wednesday. no other days. If she can't meet you on Wednesday, y'all can't hook up. So then the fifth one is how to talk about your partnership. So I thought this was quite interesting because I saw this on a movie that I watched called Open. So it's how you talk about open marriage to each other and other people, making your open relationship work. So you and your partner need to be on the same page. First, you need to agree on what level of detail is necessary and what level of detail you want to hear. You also need to agree on approaching the subject with potential partners and talking about your marriage outside of that dynamic. So in Open, the main character, the wife, she was out and she was seen in a lovey-dovey-ish type of predicament with somebody that was not her husband. They were out at the museum enjoying themselves. Um, and someone that did not have any idea about her being in an open relationship saw her out and saw the interaction between her and the other person and felt like it was a little bit too close for comfort, but she didn't want to tell the woman's husband because she was more her friend than his friend, but it rubbed her the wrong way because she had no idea that they were in an open marriage and that was her day to be out with her other boo thing. So he knew, he was okay with it. She just didn't know. So it's about how much detail and how you'll talk about it to your friends and family, because some people don't understand open marriage. Like, I still don't understand because I'm like, what's the point of getting married if you want to continue to have sex with other people or engage in that interaction or have that connection with somebody outside of me? Why you marrying me? Stay single and do you. Then you can have connections with whoever you want to. And it ain't gotta be me. Um, so rule 6 is have scheduled check-ins. So this goes kind of hand in hand with FloydGod and his quarterlies. Where in the beginning of an open relationship, what seems like a good rule could become a hindrance or contention. You and your spouse must have frequent check-ins with each other to discuss your marriage, what's working, what's lacking, whether any rules need to change. You need to have more frequent check-ins in the beginning as you both are trying to figure out the open marriage and what works for both of you. So this particular rule, I think, is great for a regular marriage. I don't know how, if it needs to be more frequent, but just the checking in with each other to discuss your marriage, to see what's working, what's not working, what's lacking, and have an honest conversation with the other person so that you know what needs to change. Because a lot of marriages fail because someone says that the other spouse isn't doing something for them or isn't fulfilling a particular section within their marriage, and they go outside of the marriage to fulfill that. And the other person say, well, I didn't know, you never told me. And it's like, if you don't have those conversations, you never know. And then there you are in divorce. Uh, the seventh one is be honest and communicative. All parties in an open relationship must be completely honest with themselves and each other. Open and full honesty is the only rule that open relationships must have and is non-negotiable for success. You and your spouse also have to be excellent communicators and have no communication problems for an open marriage to work. So essentially, that goes back to having those talks to know what's working, what's not working, what needs to change. And you have to be honest, because if something is not working for you and you don't say it and you allow it to continue, then that'll draw or put a wedge in between y'all, and then you in the same predicament again of divorce. So just be honest. Number 8 is talk about protection. Now, this one right here is a biggie. So it's to ensure that you and your spouse and all of your partners, it just hurts me to even say that, all of your partners are on the same page when it comes to protection. You talk about birth control methods, condoms, protecting against STDs. You may also want to make sure that you and your spouse have an agreement to undergo STD testing on a set schedule. And this is important to make sure that you and your spouse are safe and healthy, and your partners. So you may want to have them test too. But I guess that's a little weird if you all have decided to have where you can only encounter this person one time so that emotions don't set in, which puts a whole nother something in something, because condoms are not 100%. Birth control is, it's close, but it ain't 100% either. So that's a whole nother entity within that entity that I don't like, because once we're exclusive, and well, I'm not even gonna say exclusive, we're talking about marriage. When we're in a marriage, I don't want to use no condom. I'm sorry, like that's just not, because my tube's tied, so all of this is for practice. So I don't have to worry about no pregnancy part. And so we ain't gonna do none of that. So it's like having to add that into our marriage and being tested and all of that stuff. Like if you're in a marriage and you're in a traditional marriage, it's just y'all. So you ain't got to worry about no outside people and outside things if you both are being faithful and loyal to each other. So that's another check on the why I ain't gonna do it. No, thank you. They can keep that. Treat everyone with respect. You and your spouse have a special connection, and that connection is why you're married. You plan on spending your lives together. So if you have a healthy relationship, and you have these secondary partners that you're bringing, and this one in the rule said around the home. I'm sorry, but if you and I are in an open relationship, you can't bring your other female to the house. You got to take her to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, but she can't come up in here. I know it's open. We have an understanding, but that ain't something I'm trying to hear, see, none of that. Not around the house. So I didn't understand that part of the rule, but I do understand the part about treating everyone with respect, because if that's what you decide to do, then she also has to know her place, which is she's not the wife. And see, that's another reason I can't be in no open marriage, because I'm gonna be talking about the woman in such a disrespectful way, because I'm gonna be like, she's a jump off. Like, there's no respect there. But I guess your mentality is different if you're okay with the open marriage. So your feelings aren't like that. But that's why I ain't in an open marriage, because I'm gonna be like, don't bring her around here. She don't need to talk to me crazy. She needs to know her place. Whatever day we decide that you're gonna do it is like if it's on Tuesday, she Tuesday, like I was Tuesday back in the day. So it's like I guess your mentality is different. So you're more open to talking about secondary partners, because again, you're having those conversations. I can't do it. It ain't for me. But it was nice researching this. So talking about sleeping arrangements. So you and your spouse need to discuss sleeping arrangements and when and where you can be with other people. Like I just said about not in my house. You need to take it to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. So this is especially important if you have children. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Woo! You don't want, you may not want them to know about your open marriage and having somebody up in the house that ain't mama or daddy that's going to the room and mama downstairs on the couch and they, too much. Anyway, everybody should be on the same page about where and who is sleeping where and when you should be home. Oh yeah, because if you do and you are having those extramarital relations in this open marriage, can you spend the night out? No. Because again, for me, all of that is bringing emotional ties into something. So I guess this is what I I probably should have had somebody who was okay with the open marriage be on tonight because I am not the person. Like I have so many qualms and issues with this that I probably am the wrong person to talk about open marriage. But it was nice researching again, like I said. So and where you can go with your partners. So like, yeah, hanging out. Can y'all go out to dinner and be out in public? Because you're liable to be seen. It's a small world. And you out to dinner with a whole nother person, y'all halfway lovey-dovey, but everybody know we married, but they don't know we in an open relationship or open marriage. So now they coming to me talking, putting stuff in my ear. I gotta explain to the world, whatever. So yeah, all of this stuff has to be discussed before getting into an open marriage. That is a lot to put on a marriage because marriage is already work by itself, and now you bringing somebody else in it and talking about what somebody can sleep, and if y'all got kids, and talking about condoms and protection. That's a lot. That's a whole lot to add on to the work that's already regular marriage with just one person. But again, some people, this is what they like, and it's not for me, but okay. So be flexible and open to change, especially at the beginning of your non-monogamous marriage. It will take some time and adjustments to determine how it should work best for you. After all, you're the one that's making this open marriage and defining it completely. So take the time for a bit of trial and error, be flexible and open to changes throughout the process so that you and your spouse can stay on the same page and have a healthy experience. Wow. Um, I guess like you real flexible anyway if you into an open marriage because y'all flexing all over the place as far as I'm concerned. And I can see how being open to change needs to happen because if it's something that y'all are doing that's not working and your partner or spouse or it'll be your spouse tells you that they are not into this particular thing that you continue to do, you got to be willing to change so that y'all can remain in the open marriage. It's getting help in setting the rules for your marriage can be difficult, especially in the beginning. This particular place that I looked at, they suggest you talk to a therapist, and they can help you define out the roles within your open marriage and make it where it's more consistent and everybody is that's within your marriage because it's you and some partners and your spouse on the same page and continue to do it in a manner where it works for your marriage. Again, not for me because I don't like to share. I don't even want to share my ice. So I know I won't share no penis. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what else to say. I just don't. It's just not gonna happen. So it was quite nice researching this. I think I'm gonna stick to traditional because that's just me. Um, I did it did open my eyes to what an open marriage kind of the rules and the other things to consider for people who do want to do an open marriage. Um, I don't know. Like I said, it ain't for me. So as I already said, the Fat Goddess is not here. So we will not have a I love you but tonight, but we do still need your suggestions. And her email address is FACKTgoddess@gmail.com, and that is FACKT goddess@gmail.com, and it will also be in the description below. So FloydGod did not jump on with me tonight, and I'm not gonna draw this out any longer than I have because, like I said, I'm a traditional girl, and open marriage is not for me. But I did discuss it. I did look into those rules. If you know any additional rules, put them in the comment section and let us know, because I ain't gonna say nobody gonna change my mind about it, but you could try. So that'll conclude our show for the evening. Thank you all for joining me as we try to give you the best content that you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below in the comments. We do look at those, reply, and respond. We look forward to reading them. Again, thank you for watching. If you have not, make sure to thumbs up this video, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. And see you next week on GoddeSShips, because every ship matters. All ships ain't the same, and life is lived on ships. So good night.